question is, what kind of campus events do I not like to attend? Because I like to attend all of them.
Besides classes, some of the events that I like to attend are some of the nerdier things. That's what you get with Vice President Academic, I suppose.
I really like to attend basically anything with food, particularly free food is definitely a good thing to attend.
I really like the symposia series that you can see around campus, things provided by departmental associations, departments and faculties, or even the Students' Union. Back in my first year, I would attend things provided by the philosophy department, things about the nature of the universe, or whether or not God exists. Later in my years, even attending math symposia on some advanced topics to help me understand that there's so many cool things that I don't know about.
I think my favorite events are the charity and fundraiser events. It's amazing to see how much work that students here will do to help people in the community and outside the community.
Also, there are lots of recreation activities that are really fun, like different sports like dodgeball, like the Break the Record was really amazing. Campus recreation has a ton of things that I like to participate in, and I guess also there are a lot of really good concerts on campus that are really cheap and something that you wouldn't necessarily get to experience if you weren't a student here, so those are definitely things I like to attend.
I'm sure there's a campus event out there for everyone, so whether you like to eat halal chicken and halal burgers and quad with the PSA, or whether you'd like to rock out with Christian Hansen in Dinwiddie Lounge, there's something for everyone, and I love to go to any and all events that I hear about, so attends. That's where it's at, definitely.
The main way I stay connected to finding out what's going on campus is that I essentially walk into the clubs fair that happens once a semester and just sign up for pretty much everything that I possibly can. That results in me getting a ton of emails a week, but it's well worth it, being in the loop and knowing what's happening.
I absolutely love social media, so a lot of the time, if my door is closed in my office, I'm probably on Facebook or Twitter. I really like to make sure I know what's happening. So a lot of the time, I'll leave the office. I'll leave the comfortable home I have here in 2900 Sub, and go eat lunch downstairs or across campus, and just go talk to my friends. I think that's the best connection that I have to students.
I think one of the best ways to stay in touch on campus is through student groups. There's always someone that knows of a cool opportunity on campus, and so get involved in a student group or two, and they'll always know exactly what's happening.
Word of mouth is also important, and a lot of the times there's events that are posted up on Bears Den. If you don't know what Bears Den is, it's basically a portal for different student groups and different things that are happening on campus that are affiliated with those student groups. So check every and all sources that are available to you. I'm sure you'll hear about it one way or another. And if not, just come ask me. I'll tell you about what's going on.
So I first got involved in my first year when I joined about a dozen student groups and whittled that down until I got something more manageable, maybe 3 or 4, and kind of kept that going through the year. And then in my second year, I was a floor coordinator in residence, which means I was kind of responsible for programming on a floor and acting as like a counselor for a lot of students on that floor. Following that, I was the president of the Residents Association in Lister Hall. Then the year after that, I was the Vice President of Student Life of the Students' Union. Following that, I was the President of the Students' Union, and now I am an Ombuds person and the Speaker of Students' Council. So it's kind of been a long journey, and I had a lot of different experiences in that, but they've all been really individually rewarding.
So I was first involved in my fraternity, the fraternity of Phi Gamma Delta. I worked as their recruitment chair, trying to convince other people that there was value in joining something like a fraternity on campus. After that, I worked as the Vice President Internal of the Science Students Association, proceeded on to work as the President of the Interdepartmental Science Students Society, and then last year as the Vice President Academic of the ICE. All 3 of those experiences really forced me to build better management skills, help inspire people to work on a cause that may not be on the forefront of their minds. This year I'm working as the Vice President Academic of the Students' Union. Before that, I was involved in probably about 12 different university committees. I think that as young people, we've got some really cool ideas of what the world should look like.
That's figured why not run for Students' Council, so I did that for 4 years. Then I got involved with orientation, and I helped those folks out, and I just absolutely loved orientation. And if you have the chance to do it, I'd recommend it. Then I got involved with volunteering for CJSR with their fund drive, with being on a bunch of committees. I started up 2 student groups, the UA Moans, which isn't kind of around these days. That happens, it's okay. And the second group is Student Network for Advocacy and Public Policy. And I was an executive for both. I also helped start up an undergraduate journal as well. And in between all of that, I was kind of doing university, and it's kind of hard to forget. It's hard to remember that that's sometimes your priority. But that led me on to becoming the vice president for the Students' Union. So it's a cool full-time job for a year, and it's nice being able to fight for students and share our stories with those outside of the university. So that's kind of my story, I guess.
Being involved has definitely shaped and affected my university experience. A lot of people say this, but I don't think I'd be the person I am today without having had the involvement experience that I've had. Not only that, but you wouldn't have the same group of friends, the same people to hang out with.
Being involved has definitely improved my U of A experience. I think I have met maybe 1 or 2 people from U of A actually in a class, and everyone else that I've met have been through some type of extracurricular involvement. And I definitely have most of my best friends now from U of A. And so, not only that, but also the skills and knowledge that I've picked up from different involvement opportunities has been, I think, probably more than what I've gotten in the classroom. So I think in pretty much every way, being involved has really benefited me.
Being involved was my U of A experience. It didn't necessarily change it, but it became centered around my U of A experience. Courses were extremely important to me, but by me getting involved, that created a feedback effect, I guess, in terms of what I became interested in. I eventually majored in political science and economics, but at first I thought maybe business or medicine. But by getting more involved with the Students' Union, with all these different student groups, I realized that I like leadership positions. So, I would have not have gone to the places that I've gone if it wasn't for me getting involved. Interning in DC for a summer, and getting a whole bunch of scholarships to fund that by the university and the government. That's a result of me getting involved. All these other amazing research opportunities to present my papers in the UK, that's a result of my academic efforts and me getting involved as well. So me getting involved pretty much made my entire university experience, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today if it wasn't for it. So.